Africa Global Radio. Our story, our growth, our future.
Headlines across Africa.
You are welcome to Headlines Across Africa for today, 10th April 2024. I am Mary Agyepomah-Kissi. In the headlines, passengers rescued after floodwaters swept a bus off a bridge in Kenya. South African court rules former leader Jacob Zuma can contest election. And Liberia senators approve creation of War and Economic Crimes Court. Local authorities say all 51 passengers have been rescued after a bus they were traveling in was swept away by floodwaters on a river bridge in northern Kenya. Police say some of the passengers managed to escape just before the bus was submerged, while others climbed onto the roof. The incident happened just hours after Kenya's road agency announced the closure of another section of the same road that was flooded after the Tana River swelled due to continuing heavy rains. Tana River County Commander Aline Diemi says the road has now been closed indefinitely and anyone found violating the order will be arrested and charged. South Africa's Electoral Court has ruled that former President Jacob Zuma can run for office in the upcoming general election, overturning an earlier decision that had barred him from contesting the polls. The decision makes way for Zuma to run for president on behalf of the Mkhonto Wesizwe Party, a new political organization that he joined last year after denouncing the ruling African National Congress Party he once led. Zuma was convicted and sentenced to 15 months in prison in 2021 for defying a court order to appear before a judicial commission probing corruption allegations in government and state-owned companies during his presidential term from 2009 to 2018. However, in a brief court order released, the court announced that an appeal by Zuma and his party was successful and that the objection against his candidacy had been dismissed. South Africans will elect 400 members of the country's General Assembly on May 29. A month later, the lawmakers in the new parliament will choose the country's president. Liberia's Senate have backed the establishment of a War and Economic Crimes Court meant to bring overdue justice to victims of serious abuses committed during the West African country's two civil wars between 1989 and 2003. 27 out of 29 senators approved the proposal. President Joseph Boakai now needs to give his own final approval. The move has been welcomed by activists and civil society groups that have called for more accountability for crimes committed during the wars. The two civil wars killed an estimated 250,000 people. Some people in Liberia have opposed its creation, saying it risks reopening old wounds and could undermine an existing amnesty law that helped end the fighting. Once up and running, the court would operate in Liberia in line with international standards, with backup from international institutions, including the United Nations. It will also handle economic crimes. And that is how we end Headlines Across Africa for today, 10th April 2024. We'll come your way tomorrow with more news right here on Africa Global Radio. I am Mary Agyepomah-Kissi.
For this and more, check us out on africaglobalradio.com. On Facebook and YouTube, Africa Global Radio. On Twitter and Instagram, AF Global Radio.